This is also Secret Girlfriend, right?
Yes.
Let's not forget about that.
Let's not forget about the time he would block me from his stories. And you guys, I made a career in Instagram. I know when you're using an Instagram feature against me. Like, please. He would block me from his stories. So then I'd go to one of my 8 other accounts, watch his story, and it would be like, I can't even think, but it would be like him and another girl or something. Yep. And finally one day I said to him, like, who is this girl? You keep like blocking me from your stories and then you post about her. And he goes, oh, that's just the girl I have a dog with. Said no one ever. You don't just get a dog with a random person.
Liars.
Liars.
Hey sluts, I'm Aubrey, an Aquarius Sun, Scorpio Moon, Taurus Rising.
And I'm Danny, a Sag Sun, Leo Moon, Libra Rising.
And
we're your Astro Sluts.
Here to talk all about Libras today.
Yay!
We're big fans and also big haters here.
Yeah. I feel like this is probably like maybe one of the episodes where we probably will have perhaps the most to say.
Yes.
And like within a large range of opinions, I think we both hold.
Yeah. I'm going to say this like over and over again in this episode, but like Libra is like the one sign that I get done dirty by over and over and over again. And then still every time I meet a Libra, I'm like,
yeah,
the most perfect person I've ever met.
Mm-hmm.
When will I learn? Probably never.
Yeah.
I just think it's my destiny.
No, totally.
Libra Vertex. What can I say?
Yeah. It is like, this doesn't matter to you guys listening, but the week we're recording this is the week in pop culture where it is Demure week. Mm-hmm. It is very cutesy, very demure, very mindful and respectful. She
very
doesn't do
Libra.
too much.
Mm-hmm.
She does just enough. And so it does feel like nice time for us.
Yeah. Shall we get into it?
Please.
Libra season every year is approximately September 23rd to October 23rd. Mm-hmm. This is like the day that Libra season starts is always the fall equinox, which is equal day and equal night, which leads us right into the symbol of Libra is the scales. They're all about keeping the peace, keeping the balance, keeping the harmony, both like within themselves and how they come across, but also like very good mediators. Like they don't want anyone to be like fighting around them. They want everything to be very fair.
Yeah. It is like the only like non-living inanimate object in the zodiac, which I do always just think is like just a fun tidbit. Because of course we know there's lots of animals, there's people, personas and things, but yeah, Libra's the scales.
I think also like a good analogy is like weighing their options.
Totally.
Like Libras, as you may recall in our Gemini episode, we were talking about how like Geminis are such thinkers. Like Libras are really
like
considering.
I would choose to never make a decision.
Yes.
Ever. Between two things. Especially like that's a terrible thing to do to me.
Yeah. Libras have a really hard time making choices, having like strong opinions sometimes, or like even like putting themselves before something else. Like
totally.
I feel like one of our like first TikToks to go viral was like me like teasing Libras for like always letting the other person make plans.
Yeah. No,
They're the people that are like, whatever you want to do. Like if you're trying to pick a restaurant, they're like, wherever you want to go.
No, literally, like my boyfriend and I are Libra risings, and we'll go, what do you want to do for dinner? And we just stare at each other.
Yeah, that is so Libra.
Can you give me options? And he's like, no. Can you give me options? No. Like, it's just like, because literally we just want to make sure the other person wants to like eat what they want to eat. And I could like talk myself into or out of anything.
Yeah.
Just make me some pasta. I don't know.
I do think it's a balance for Libras of like being too like people pleasy, but then also like they usually are fine. So
Yeah,
you know, if you're a Libra, got Libra placements, that's your own journey to be on, like of how can you advocate for yourself but also like still a little bit go with the flow.
Yeah, totally.
Libras are air signs, so they are just like so friendly, can really connect with other people easily. They're just like, I don't know, I find them just so likable.
No, Libras are so likable, so charming, charismatic,
so cute.
So cute. Yeah, definitely someone who like is just like I don't want to say a quiet favorite always, but like definitely not like a loud presence, but like just really sweet. They probably remember you if they met you, like that person that just like feels good to be around.
Yeah. Of the air signs, they are the cardinal. If you recall if you've listened to our last episodes, the cardinal signs are the ones that like start each season in our hemisphere, wherever we are. So very much like natural leaders. They've got big ideas. They know how to like initiate things.
Yeah, totally.
Which is like funny because I think that's like seems like it would be really opposite to people pleasing.
Yeah, it's like because they like want to do what's like right for all almost.
Yeah.
So like they will, I think, take initiative when it's needed to like make sure people are taken care of or whatever. But yeah, it's not like an Aries leadership that's very like loud and present.
This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, I think this would be best for everybody.
Totally. Yeah. Ruled by Venus. So the planet of aesthetics, beauty, all the nice things in the world, in my opinion.
Yeah. As two other Venus ruled people were like, it's so gorgeous.
The best thing you could be is Venus ruled. Also like romance and love and that realm of Venus as well.
Yeah, that like sweetness that we were talking about is like so Venusian, very artistic. And Libras do tend to have like just a really defined aesthetic.
Yeah, for sure.
Regardless of what it is. Like I always feel like strawberries are so Libra, but it could be like any thing, but it's like definitely like well defined, very identifiable. Like I feel like Libras are often sometimes like easier to buy gifts for than other signs because they have like things that like you see that thing and you think of them.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Venus is also like the planet of values and like money, which I think also goes back to like the scales. I think like so long ago we talked about how you know, like back in the ancient times, like the weight of like gold or like silver, like you would like pay for things based on like it's like very much like a barter system.
Totally.
The house Libra rules is the 7th house, so they're very like partner oriented, like very loving and like romantic, like just really like to be in partnership with someone else, whether that is like romantic or just like do better in like one-on-one friendships.
Yeah, for sure.
I think how you're saying they're not like necessarily the center of attention. Like I think they are just more like inclined to one-on-one.
Yeah, totally. We say this a lot, but like 7th house like often is romantic relationships because like people get married. That's like a thing we do in our culture. But like it could be like a long-term friend, a long-term business partner. Like it is just like really valuing those kind of connections, which I do think is very Libra. And like very like the we. Like 1st house Aries is the me. Libra is the we, how we work together, how you're, you know, in relation to other people, how you're supporting people. Very much like that kind of emphasis.
Libra rules in the body, the lower back, hips, kidney, bladder, and the endocrine system, which is like what is like hormone regulating, balancing, if you will. And we don't
know the skin.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I don't know much about it. But that makes sense.
Yeah.
We haven't been saying this in past episodes, but if you have Libra placements and those are like problem areas for you, look to like where can you find better balance in your life.
Yeah, totally.
It's a little hack.
In mythology, Libra is just like the scales held by the Greek goddess of justice. I guess like we've been alluding to it, but haven't said that. But Libra is very like justice. Like we'll get into it, but like Kim Kardashian, you know, I love a Kardashian case study, like her working to be a lawyer, like seeking justice for people. Like I feel like it's just like the extension of like interpersonal people pleasing, like caring about other people's well-being in like a larger sense. It's very Libra.
Something else that we haven't been specifically doing in every episode, but I'm like, but we should start maybe, is like we talk sometimes about like the whole like nature versus nurture in astrology, but for me, like gender plays such a big part in how Libra
I think it's the strongest.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I kind of do though.
I kind of do as well. I would stand by that that take. Like I guess just going more big picture. So each astrology sign has these like traits, right? But like based on, at least in our like American culture, like obviously like boys and girls are raised so differently. And also I'm like literally, I don't subscribe to any of that. If this is your first time here.
Yeah.
We don't do pronouns at the beginning of the episodes, but like I don't do those. Me, Trump. I don't want those.
I have none.
I don't have any. But like of course we are, like people are very often raised to be very different based on your genitalia as a child. And for me, like Libra does seem to be like Libra boys and Libra girls like are so different.
They're so different, and we'll keep talking about it, but I think it's just literally like, okay, so if you think about a person who is relationship driven, who is like not even like, obviously there's the societal aspect of that, but I really do feel like Libras yearn for partnership and love to be in partnership. So if you think about like what that means for a little girl and what that means for a little boy, and then think of how you like grow into that kind of thing as you develop, like for a girl, that means to be sweet. It means to be quiet. It means to wear your little sweet little frilly dress. It means to please put others before yourself. Like all those.
It means to have a best friend that
totally
you like, are
that you
attached to the hip
divulge.
with.
You know, all your little secrets, and you talk about your crushes, and you write them in your notebooks, and like that is the center of your world. And then for a boy, it means to be like, oh, it's a little heartbreaker. He's the little like ladies man, like whatever. And I think like that like lover boy energy is like so comes across. It's just like so different. Like it's about like,
well, we always just
it's
say,
like a power thing.
Boys
almost
don't even know how to make friends. Like boys are so discouraged from like making genuine connections with other people that I do think that like so much of that like fuckboy energy is like this inherent desire to be connected to another person,
totally,
and then realizing this is not what I'm supposed to be doing, like whatever, my friends are gonna make fun of me, like blah blah, like whatever the thing may be. It's like making that connection and then being like, oh my god, never mind, oh I can't do this.
And it's like a little like it's probably worked their charm, their
Yes.
sweetness has like worked to their advantage.
Mhm.
So then they continue to be like, oh yeah, like I can be this sweet guy and it gets me fucked.
Mhm.
Not like, oh, I can be this sweet girl and I built this wonderful home with this person or whatever. Like
Yeah.
it's just like it's a little bit different.
And it's also like, I don't know, obviously like girls are just more invited to work on themselves,
Mhm.
right?
Totally.
To like be making themselves better and to go to
Mhm.
therapy, like whatever. It's also like there's so much of that people pleasing. And my like category of like other observations about Libras, my bullet point is liars.
Totally.
Because like I think boys like have not worked on themselves to the same extent as people that are not boys have worked on themselves. And then in order to maintain this like sweet, charming, like well balanced, like make everyone happy, like
Yeah.
they have to lie in order to keep you happy, like
Yeah.
or so they think, of course, right? They have to lie, whereas like I don't know, people that are not men just like understand that maybe just like telling the truth keeps people happier than just
Totally.
like putting off that like whatever the truth is.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I literally have boy Libras are such little sluts. Girls are angels, quite cutesy
Yeah.
and mindful.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. It is just it's different. It's different intention. I think not to anyone's own fault. I think to society's fault. I think the lying thing is so true. It's like the means in which you people please.
Yeah.
Like that is an attempt to make the situation better, keep someone happy or whatever, but it is like quite damaging.
Yeah.
Where like I would say my people pleasing might be like just like committing to something that I like shouldn't have, and that's really only hurting myself.
Yes.
So it's like,
yes.
yeah, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like it's like me doing something just that's not serving me to help someone else, whereas like a guy's also just hurting they're not helping themselves, but they're also
course.
hurting someone else.
Someone else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because it's, yeah, I mean, like, isn't our exact time, but like, I will just say, I've had a friend who is a Libra that like, and they're getting better about it.
Mm-hmm.
But like in the past, I'll be like, do you want to do this thing? You want to go here with me? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
And I've now learned, because this has happened so many times, when they say maybe, it
No.
means no.
Totally.
But that's like perfect example of like, they think lying is like
Yeah.
making them look better.
Mm-hmm.
It only makes them look better so many times.
Totally. No, for sure.
Until it's just like hurt. It's like a little bit hurtful.
Yeah.
Woo! Anything else on the basics, or should we get into the celeb examples?
I think we can get into celebs.
I'm fired up. My first example of just like the ultimate like Libra man that we're referring to, John Mayer.
Oh, absolutely. I have him on my list as well here. I mean, certified slut is what I wrote.
Yeah.
That was my note on the character.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful, talented guy. Great. Very charming, attractive. Seems like, he would be quite a lover boy. He's up there singing about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then just turns out to be like an asshole.
Totally. Yeah.
On the other end of that, let's cool down a little bit. My other great example is Donald Glover.
Yeah.
Who
love
is
him.
just like the most likable guy.
Yeah. Super talented. Has like so many artistic pursuits. Very like Like I always like was like, we're gonna get married.
I'm currently on that.
Like, so down to earth.
Yeah.
Like just seems like someone who you're like, no, like
You're
we
great.
would hit it off.
Yes.
We would for sure hit it off, you know?
I do think that there is also, and like the worst part is I don't even dislike this about him. Like there is this element of like innocence to him.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
It feels like even if he fucked up, you'd be like, well, he didn't mean it.
No.
Well,
That's
he just
very
didn't
Libra
know.
man too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like his did you watch Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
No, I never
Oh,
did.
you should watch it.
I know. Everyone, literally so many people was like, you guys would love it. We haven't watched
so
it.
good.
Yeah.
And he's so great in it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But there is just this like, I don't know. He's just so likable.
Yeah. Did you watch him in Community?
No.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, that was
Okay,
a
maybe we'll do that
long time
next.
ago, but just fucking like, oh, so cutesy.
Yeah.
Dorky.
I'm also like really loving. It's been out for weeks when we're recording this. I just like hadn't gotten around to listening to the whole new Childish Gambino album.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I really like it.
Yeah, I was a huge fan
Mm-hmm.
in high school.
Yeah, his like kid is on some of the
Oh,
tracks,
yeah.
which is just like,
I actually did my senior
Really
piece
cute.
to one of his songs.
oh,
Mhm.
now that you say that,
Yeah.
it's ringing
So
a bell.
I was a big fan.
But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
love.
Yeah, adorable. Do we want to keep going on guys or do we want to mix it up?
Whatever you feel called to mention.
Okay, well, I have Bella Hadid.
Yeah.
Gorgeous person, activist, really
Mhm.
cares about people. I think just like, I don't know. I think like, did you see the whole drama with Adidas?
I like know that some
Like, I
yes.
feel like it's
Yeah.
just like one of those people that you're like no one is, you're never going to make us hate Bella Hadid.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Like, first of all, that shit was just dumb and completely in the wrong. Like,
yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah, right. We're just like on the
Like I just
specific side of
like totally think that was dumb, but at the same time I'm like I'm sorry, in what world is anyone gonna be like, oh yeah, actually fuck Bella Hadid?
right. Like no.
Yeah, no.
Very like Libras just have this like way of being innocent.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
It's so fascinating. Like could never be the villain.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
In a way that like, if they get you, oh my God, it feels so slimy because you're like, wait, why are you like
yeah. Why are you this person?
Yeah, but like in other times it's like
Yeah.
like literally good luck trying to make us not like
know.
that person. Addison Rae feels also like a similar
Yeah.
category of that.
Yeah, I agree. Like I do think I like her new song,
Oh, I haven't listened to it yet. I need
Diet
to.
Pepsi.
It's August 18th if you guys haven't
I know.
noticed yet.
A lot of like very timely references.
Mhm.
But I do think she's someone that like I don't really have anything that I find incredible, interesting about her. But I'm like, yeah, she should play Britney Spears in the new biopic. Why?
Is that
like,
real?
no, but people
Oh.
really want her to because she
Oh.
loves Britney. And
Okay.
she's a good dancer. She can do her new song is like,
That voice.
it's the baby Britney voice.
Mm-hmm.
And literally I swear to God, I'm listening to Demois talk about it and I'm like, they better not have fucking Addison Rae in it. And then I see one comment that like Addison Rae wants this so bad. I'm like, you know what? Maybe she should be. She should play Britney. Like they're both from Louisiana. Like I don't know. Like I just have no connection to her. And I'm like, no, she's like super sweet.
Yeah.
She deserves a lot. Like I actually have no idea.
That is so funny.
I know, but I feel like it's just that energy where you're like, I wish you well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I'm like, we won't dote on it, but Miss Harris
Oh yes. Sorry, I'm
is
like,
also.
that's terrible. Yes. I mean, prosecutor,
Yeah. Yeah.
justice.
Talk about justice.
Yeah. So
Loves justice.
yeah,
Law and order.
law and order, justice. I do think she has a Gemini rising, which I think is where her humor comes into play. But like,
goofy.
Yeah, silly goofy. We have just seen a wave of optimism, a wave of excitement around her that I do think is that kind of just like
so Libra.
And really I don't think people expected it, because I do think, again, it's not a person that is like so intensely overwhelming, but when you put them in that place, I think people really feel like that connection to her.
And it does feel very, I'm like, not to get too optimistic, but there's like all that stuff of like they're promoting like Republicans for Harris, like going more in that direction. And she does feel like if someone was going to heal the divide of this country, like a Libra is like the one to do it. For sure.
I know. I keep
very palatable. Is perhaps a good word.
No, totally.
Libra.
I know. I've had to do some political stuff for work, and I'm like, so I've been like getting kind of deep into it, and I'm like, oh my God, like why like why do I feel this like wave of optimism? It's not really my taste usually. But I do think it's like, it's just that energy. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
Good for you, girl.
Yeah. Go get them. Tiger. I think also like there can be, since like Scorpio is right after Libra, so like a lot of those like inner planets, like I think sometimes Libra can take like a darker tone. I haven't looked at these people's birth charts, but I assume like when you have some more Scorpio placements.
Yeah, totally.
But Jenna Ortega is so cutesy, but of course is like, feels like she should be like Scorpio icon.
Totally.
And then also Doja Cat is also a Libra.
Yeah. I feel like that makes more sense for her. Like, well, I mean, to be fair, she came out of the gate like very pop, very palatable, poppy.
And has, I guess, since like made more choices that like people that are not us are very affected by.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like just like her commitment to looks, to fashion, to her image is very,
I guess both of them are like so known for their aesthetics, right?
Yeah. Gwyneth Paltrow, Miss Goop,
and Gwen Stefani, all the blonde
the blonde ladies. But yeah, goopy aesthetic, wellness icon. Someone else, remember when they tried to get her for that skiing accident?
Oh yeah. The $1 ski.
Yeah, exactly. Like, she's not the villain.
Yeah,
she's just like, I'm sorry. Unscathed. She's maybe she's trying to like sell you $100 vagina egg, but like she's not the villain.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Someone else that I always just like, well, yeah, I mean, A$AP Rocky.
Yeah.
Someone that I don't even know anything about, but every time I see him, I'm like, I like you so much. He's very much been on his like dad game this summer, which is giving like so.
And just like Libra. Certified fashion boy always. I do think he was pretty slutty.
But I mean,
I'm
like,
saying that kindly.
The range of Libra is like slutty young boy to like great father.
Totally.
The Libra pipeline.
Yeah.
And I feel like we all think we meet these Libras and we're like, oh, they're ready to go into their like wonderful father era. They're not.
Yeah.
They're literally not. And so we need to stop expecting them to.
Totally.
One that I wouldn't have expected, Simon Cowell.
Oh, interesting.
Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah.
I always really liked him, but I have always been a hater.
Yeah.
So, but I'm interested to, like, I don't know what the rest of his chart is.
Yeah, that is interesting.
But he is so polarizing.
Yeah.
Feels like an outlier here.
Zac Efron. Cares about the earth.
Loves the earth.
And I feel like he's like known for dating normies, which I think we could take two ways. One, is it maybe slutty because he can get them? Maybe. But I think on the other hand, you're like, maybe he just like actually cares about a relationship and finding love. So he's not like trying to necessarily like date up or date, you know, for notoriety, for headlines. Like, I think he's like, I feel like he's the guy that's like meets someone at a restaurant, like a waitress, and then they date for like 4 years and it's so random. But like, I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, I've been seeing so much about him this summer, about him being like a yacht boy.
Yeah.
Have you been seeing that?
I've been hearing some weird things about him. My mom just was like, did you hear this? And I literally didn't. I can't remember what it was.
I've been hearing that, like to put in like the plainest terms, that like basically he's a sex worker.
Yeah.
And that all his money is coming from like
interesting
having sex with really rich people on yachts.
So interesting. No, it was something about him falling.
Yeah,
he had like
different.
a weird fall. But it was like giving sketchy. And I was like, I didn't hear any drama around it. So then my mom was like, maybe it wasn't sketchy then. Maybe he literally just like had an accident.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. But I'm a fan. I will always ride for Zach.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Personally.
Also Usher. Go check out our Super Bowl episode. We did a deep dive on Usher.
Mm-hmm.
What else do I have? Snoop Dogg, Love.
American hero.
Talk
about uniting America.
True.
Yeah. Single-handedly brought back patriotism.
Yeah, for real though.
Very likable.
Joe Locke from Heartstopper. Is that show?
Oh, yeah.
Did you watch that?
No.
Oh, you should. Oh, you gotta watch Heartstopper.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna love it.
Yeah. No, I never watched it.
Oh, you're gonna love it. The other people I have on my list are T-Pain and R.I.P. Twitch.
Oh my God, that really affected me.
Me too. No, that's like
you guys. I literally,
This
we were
is
at
Stephen
a shoot.
Boss.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys don't know who that is,
Yeah, if you were a dancer growing up,
you know,
Twitch was very important to you.
Was on Ellen for a while too.
Yeah,
if you know him from there. But yeah, unalived himself maybe like 2 years ago or something.
Yeah, it was literally during the they found out at the local eclectic shoot. I was so sad. I was like, I couldn't even like talk about it. And then of course one of our coworkers brought it up. I was like, I honestly, this is like really making me upset. I'm like, we can't talk about it.
No, that's like one thing. I don't even know what to say. Like, that's like really shocked me.
Yeah. Me too.
Anyway, but like so beloved.
Yeah. Such a
Nicest
beloved person.
Dude on the great dad end of the
totally
Libra spectrum of Libra men.
Yeah, and I think like literally went from like being on So You Think You Can Dance, which like doesn't necessarily propel you to fame. You know what I mean? But like became such an icon. Was like, wasn't he in Step Up movies then?
Probably.
I think so. And then obviously was like on Ellen, and I think was a judge on So You Think, like just had this like in like literally, yes, he was talented, but like was such a personality.
Yeah, not many dancers can like reach that level of fame.
No.
And like, well-knownness.
And then my last one is Dakota Johnson.
Oh.
I literally just found this out. Did you know that she locked people in a blue bottle?
Excuse me?
Allegedly.
Like a coffee shop?
Yeah.
At first I'm imagining like
a blue bottle.
What do you mean? What,
so I
like,
just
who locked who in there?
So I just found this story out. So like a couple years ago in New York, people were in a blue bottle. She walked in and wanted to go behind the counter and make her own coffee. And they were like, well, no, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And she left and pulled out of her bag a rope and tied it around the door.
What?
So people couldn't get out. Someone literally had to walk, like someone else walking down the street, like opened it up and let the people out. And literally like there's just a couple like random tweets. And finally someone wrote like an article on it, like talked to the person working, like called up a couple people, and it's obviously like alleged. It was never really a big story, but like all the people have the same tale about it.
That is so strange.
And I just think that's so weird. And I'm like, as just a pop culture person, I couldn't believe I didn't know that.
Yeah, they had that on lock.
Yep. And then my other thing about her is just, you know, she is the coiner of the phrase, well, that's just not the truth, Ellen, or whatever she said. Someone who stands for the truth. Very Libra.
Justice. Well, my goodness.
Lots of people.
And I had to like really narrow down my list.
No,
too.
I know. Oh, there's so many options.
Just love them. Oh no, like I don't know. I really just would believe anything a Libra told me. Unfortunately. Like truly, like Donald Glover could say anything to me.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, okay.
I get that.
Should we talk about some fictional characters we think are Libras?
I would love to. My first one is Emily in Paris.
Of course.
She's really just always in some sort of love triangle. She's always making things so much worse, so much more messy by just trying to make everyone happy, trying to please everyone instead of just being like, yeah, I do like your boyfriend, actually. I've had a crush on your boyfriend for the whole show, all 4 seasons. Instead of just being honest about it, we're all just going to live in a kerfuffle.
And yet, end of the day, everyone's like, I kind of like her.
It's just little Emily. Yeah, and she's just like a marketing girly with silly clothes, you know?
Yeah.
Living in Paris.
Wonderful example. How about Ross from Friends? It's like that innocence.
Yeah.
There's almost like I don't know, he always seems not very smart. I was recently talking with someone. Isn't it crazy that the characters in Friends are like in their 20s? Like they're like our age in the show.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I don't know. I feel like I just grew up being like, or like saw the show growing up being like, those are adults.
Yeah, totally.
Well, no.
Yeah.
But I feel very much like the whole like we were on a break like
yeah.
is so like he's in trouble, but he's like, but no, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like I didn't do anything wrong, and is very like very lover boy, like wants to be in a relationship.
Yeah, totally. Daphne Bridgerton, the diamond of the season, the fairest in the land, very driven by love. She won't stop until she gets her happy ending, her dream relationship, the love of her life. Like, she's not just going to marry the prince for the riches. She wants to marry the duke, even though he's a bratty boy, because that's the love story she wants and deserves.
I'm like similarly, Amy from Sex Education is so like, she's like dating that like boy for so long at the beginning, even though she doesn't want to. I feel like her whole like cupcake business is like very cutie pie Libra.
Yeah.
Really cares about everyone around her, and also just like has a really hard time advocating for herself or like
totally
like causing a ruckus in any way of like taking up too much space with her like trauma, like Cher from Clueless.
She's like, you know, your average fashion girl, pretty girl, popular girl, but she really cares about people. She wants to give her friend a makeover so that she can also be a pretty girl and a cool girl. She's a virgin who can't drive. And she just wants to marry her stepbrother, you know, let her live.
And very iconic sense of style.
Yeah.
The aesthetic locked in.
Yeah.
And speaking of Miss Carrie Bradshaw, the number one on some fuck shit and gets away with it every time.
Totally. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. We've spoken about this before.
Yeah. It really is like one of those things we could just talk endlessly
We could talk
about.
endlessly. Great shoes.
We could talk about it endlessly. Silence. Yeah, the shoes.
Great shoes, great style, extreme choices, extremely questionable choices is what I meant to say in terms of friends, in terms of dating.
Mm-hmm.
But like sharing your love life online, like her column, super Libra, I think like in terms of like not just sharing to share, but like to try to like State of the Union, relate to the people, make everyone feel like seen and, you know, heard in that space, I think is super Libra too. But yeah, I mean, like would just do anything for a man.
Yeah.
Do you get like the memes? They've been going around literally since like that show came back on Netflix. Did it come back on? And like it'll just be like any current event, like, oh my God, you know, it's like Charlotte, like, oh my God, Biden dropped out of the race, and then Miranda being like, well, something logical, and then like Samantha being like, well, I'm still getting fucked, and then it's like Big's moving to Paris. Yeah. And it's just so funny. They get me every time I swipe to the end and laugh, but it's just like that, like, you know, the place is burning down and she's like, Big's moving to Paris.
Yeah.
Girl.
No, like.
Big doesn't even like you.
Yeah. No, I think that is so like something we haven't like explicitly said, but I do think that Libras can get like very caught up in like everything revolves around the relationship.
Totally. Yeah.
Any more characters?
My last one is Bianca from 10 Things I Hate About You. She's like, it's like Taming of the Shrew. If you're not familiar, I guess maybe you're familiar with one or the other. But if you did like Shakespeare, and there's two types of people. You either read Taming of the Shrew, or you've seen 10 Things I Hate About You. But it's the same character in both. She is the sweetie little sister. She is like the demure, the likable one. She's the the perfect, like, it's not a suitor, but whatever the girl version of that is. And like her sister, I do think like gives big Aries. Like I mean, obviously they're meant to give that, but I do think like they give that total sister sign energy. But yeah. She's like the cutesy one, the one that has the prom date. She wants to go to prom. The boys all love her. They're all fighting for her, kind of thing.
Love it.
So we have just a couple submissions from listeners, which I thought was interesting, but we have some stories ourselves. So some from our Instagram stories, some little tidbits. She ghosted me after 6 months of dating. I thought we were falling in love. Classic. I'm in therapy now.
Classic. That is so classic. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. Rug being pulled out from you again and again. Oh, and then again.
That is so real. Why is that happening?
I know.
And I really fall for it every time.
Literally. And then this last one, almost fell in love with my Libra best friend for her to ghost me after we graduated high school. Like, it is just like, I mean, if it's happened to you,
Libras are
it's happened to all of
massive
us.
Ghosters.
It's the people pleasing.
Yes.
They can't stand to say like, I don't like you, or I don't think this is going to work, or I'm moving. Like, they literally would rather just
disappear.
Yeah.
And like swallow whatever shame they must be feeling.
I know. Totally. Yeah. I don't know if it's that like toxic, obviously, like not helpful mindset of being like, I'm doing what's best for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A lot of the times. Yeah. Yes. No,
like just being like I feel like they're like, no, it's what's right. Like it's the best for all of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or like, they think they're protecting themselves by not addressing it, which I just like can't believe that is the case. Like I cannot believe that ghosting feels good. Can you guys tell that I just got ghosted by Libra rising?
Yeah.
Like you can't convince me that they feel good about that.
No.
Right?
I don't
You
know.
can't like have a lot of self-worth and be like ghosting someone like that.
No, I don't think so.
But yeah, I think it's like in their heads they're like, no, like, you know what, like I'm choosing myself in this situation, and like sucks that the other person's hurt by this, but like, yeah, this is best for me. But I just don't believe it.
Yeah. Okay, well, do you want to talk about any Libras you've dated?
I don't even know. I'm now remembering that I think I definitely had like a homoerotic friendship with a Libra like all of college. I actually just met someone in Asheville that like really reminded me of her in a way that I was like, I cannot talk to you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Like it was like one of those times where I was like, oh my God, if I like wanted this to happen, I could like easily send it.
Yeah.
Like I know the exact switch that I need to flip for us to be obsessed with each other. And I was like, and I cannot do that to myself.
Yeah.
But very much like, it was very much like a all of college. Like we definitely could have been dating.
Yeah.
Had I addressed it, but like I knew she was never going to address it kind of thing. I don't know. I have kind of dated a lot of Libras. Just got ghosted by one this summer. That was terrible. Just a big liar vibes.
Yeah.
I don't even know what else to say about it. It was just like a liar.
Yeah, just seemed just sweetie boy energy, and then just so fucking
disappeared.
rude.
Yeah, so rudely disappeared. In a way where I just really have no choice other than to be like, oh no, everything you ever said to me was a lie, because you ghosting me like this contradicts everything. Which I do like, I don't know, looking back a little bit, I think he was trying to impress me way more than I thought he was.
Totally.
Like I thought we were like so at the same level. I don't know, I'm just like so confident.
Yeah.
That I don't know, we were so similar that I was like, oh, I
like
love
mirror.
myself, so you must love yourself.
Yeah.
It was definitely massive mirror vibes. In like I mean, of course, like I've tried to psychoanalyze this man like way too much. But I do like think that he almost like saw too much of himself in me, and it was just like that mirror that he was like, I'm not ready to look at all of this.
Yeah.
Disappearance.
I feel like we didn't say this, but like it's like Libras are like the people that like start dressing like their partner.
Totally.
Like that's such a Libra thing that we haven't just
yeah.
like said like a little tidbit, but
Yes.
they're the people that like neither Courtney nor Travis are Libras, but like that energy, like you're like, no, I always dress like this, and you're like, no, Courtney, you didn't always dress like that. Like you suddenly are like a punk emo. I love Halloween. I love Disney. Like that was not your vibe at all. Like so funny.
Yeah, but I think like I don't know, I had so much in common with this dude that like I don't know, like I can't think of what I'm trying to say right now, but like in the ways that I was like so secure that we were had so much in common, I feel like he felt like he needed to like play those things up to appeal to me in a way that in the moment I did not realize that he was doing. And now looking back that I'm like, oh, everything was a lie. I'm like, oh no, you like were trying to come off as really cool.
Yeah, I think like big chameleon energy is very Libra.
Yes.
Like you just like can figure out how to fit in the situation you're in, kind of thing.
Yeah, they're just like so neutral that they can like they're so likable naturally, and then you can just kind of like fit into whatever shape they think the other person wants to see. And I think maybe sometimes they don't realize that like they don't have to shapeshift.
Totally.
We're gonna like whoever you are.
Yeah,
just be honest about who that is.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah. Famously, go back to the beginning of our podcast. I dated a Libra in college who, it was very much like whirlwind romance, which actually looking back, I was going through like transiting Pluto conjunct my natal Venus.
Oh wow, yeah.
Which
I have that now.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Which I love the podcast Ghost of a Podcast, which is Jessica Liniato. And she says that like that transit is like very often that like whirlwind, like life-changing romance kind of thing. That's like not what it seems, and like it was totally that. But we went on vacation with his family. And then we got home and I never heard from him again.
Yeah. Truly insane vibes.
Blink, blink, sound effect. Yeah. Insert here. Yeah, just like really massive ghosters.
Mm-hmm.
I want to reiterate again. I love Libras. I meet any Libra and I'm like, oh my God, we're meant to be friends.
Yeah.
Like, I really click with them. I just need like a really evolved Libra, not man.
Yeah, totally.
That's on my wish list.
Yeah.
Any stories for us?
Yeah, I have stories. I've dated like casually, like situationshipped. One like, yeah, like on and off for years. And then I dated another Libra guy like after he got divorced. Put my laptop away. And he's just like, I don't know, he gives me such the ick now, but he was like, he was nice. But like, I don't know, I feel like he looks like, I was trying to like think of like a good like way to describe what he looks like for you guys. I kind of feel like he looks like he would be like the mean high school boy on like a CW show.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's just something to think about.
I think teeth.
Totally.
When you mentioned him.
And then my only other thing that I just like don't think I've said before, and like I just thought of it. I literally like woke up the other day and I was like, wait, like that was so fucking weird. And I'm like, I don't think I ever said this out loud. When we were like, I think he took me to like dinner, and then, well, maybe he took me to dinner and then we went back to his place or something, and we were sitting there and we were chatting, and he like we would always have to do like a card game, you know? And this was like, even before that was like so like mainstream. I was like, oh my God, fucking, you know, gotta play our games. Like, I don't really want to talk to you,
like
know?
A conversation?
Yeah.
Okay,
like a conversation.
You're not
like,
playing like Go Fish.
No, like a sexy card game, you know?
Interesting.
And he was like, he said like, maybe we were hooking up. I don't know. He said something about how his wife, like they were like in their 30s, or his ex-wife, like didn't get that wet anymore. And that's like a big part of why they were getting divorced.
What?
And I literally, like, I think at the time, like, I just was like, okay. And then like now as a person who's like getting older, in my opinion,
flag.
like it just like clicked that, like, you know what I mean? You just remember something.
Yes.
I literally like woke up the other day and I was like, wait, oh my God, he like he got a divorce, like instead of just like buying lube, like, you know what I mean?
Men will literally get a divorce before they buy lube.
And I literally just was like, wait, what?
That is weird.
That's so weird. Why did you say that to me?
Oh my God.
Also, like, oh my God, so many things about it, but I just feel like that's kind of like relevant.
Straight people
to share. So yeah, I just wanted to share that because I don't think I've ever told anyone that, and I'm like, that's sharing. Crazy.
That was really brave of you.
Thank you. And then the other Libra that I would like hook up with, he literally is like, I don't even know what to say, you guys. I've talked about him so much on this podcast because it was like an active situation for like years. He's the one that gave me 2 different kinds of STDs.
And yet we're still like, oh, that guy.
I know.
And for what?
Oh my God. And for what? And I'm trying to think like what else. Like just like really attractive. We like really didn't have good sex because I think like both of us were just like, well, shouldn't you want to make me feel good? Like, no, shouldn't you want to make me feel good? And then we'd just be like, okay, well, we're done now because I don't like, you don't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything to you either. Like, clearly just receivers, I guess I would say, both of us. And, like really like dressed crazy. Like, I would say well dressed to be polite, but like, I would say more like just had a very distinct sense of style. I'm trying to think what else. Like, I mean, would ghost me all the time. Like, would just like ghost me. Like, we would go like a year without talking, and like, literally,
and then he'd be like, "I miss you,"
literally, and still does. Like, he still. I have literally been dating my boyfriend like over 2 years now. He still like texts me every once in a while. He literally like he DMs me kind of often, honestly. He didn't, of course, one of those people that didn't ever watch my stories when we were like, would talk or hook up or whatever. And like now watches all my stories all the time. Like, make me a bracelet. I was like, babe, it was a like, I didn't say babe. It was a self-service station. I'm not making anyone bracelets. Right. I literally didn't reply. And he goes, okay, guess not. Like, we haven't talked in years. Why are you still here?
This is also secret girlfriend, right?
Yes.
Let's not forget about that.
Let's not forget about the time he would block me from his stories. And you guys, I made a career in Instagram. I know when you're using an Instagram feature against me. Like, please. He would block me from his stories. So then I'd go to one of my 8 other accounts, watch his story, and it would be like, I can't even think, but it would be like him and another girl or something. Yeah. And finally one day I said to him, like, who is this girl? You keep like blocking me from your stories and then you post about her. And he goes, oh, that's just the girl I have a dog with. Said no one ever. You don't just get a dog with a random person.
And if you break up, it's not your dog anymore.
And like, you wouldn't say it like that.
No.
He didn't ever admit to like that they even dated. So it's like, I just like,
liars.
Crazy. Super weird guy. Like literally just one of those things where you're like, what was that? What was all that? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, he is attractive.
Really cute.
Super cute. But yeah, like what the fuck was all that?
I always liked him.
So did I. Because literally he was just that person that like he would show up to like I ran into him at O'Hare once. Like that shit is like weird. Like, you know, when you're just like those people who you're like, no, like the universe keeps pulling us together. Like it was that kind of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you're like, no, it wasn't. Guys just both go to Soho House. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. I'm out here reading into everything. So I'm not judging.
No, but yeah. Just like a wild time.
Yeah. Well, let's call up our friend that we like so much.
Yeah, we've got a good Libra here for you today.
End the episode on a more positive note.
Mm-hmm.
Hi to our Libra caller.
Hello.
You want to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Gina.
Give us your big 3 or big 6, whatever you know.
I am a Libra sun. with an Aquarius moon and a Scorpio rising.
Iconic lineup.
Yeah.
I always think your chart is so interesting. Gina's a longtime friend of me, also Danny, but mostly me, not to brag. How much do you know about astrology?
I feel like I know a medium amount, like more than the average person, but like obviously not as much as you two. Um, yeah, because I feel like some people are clueless, but I think I know a lot about like my sign, and I feel like I know a lot about like other air signs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so we had our Gemini friend, our mutual Gemini friend for our Gemini episode. So for
Yeah, we're
our
getting a whole little trine.
yes. And we said like, oh, we have a Libra friend that like the three of us come together and it's like all the air signs. And it's just
It completes
magic.
the group. We always say that we are the stars' favorite. The stars chose us.
Above everyone. Okay, what do you know about being a Libra and do you identify with those things?
I do. Okay, I also learned that my Mercury is in Libra,
Okay.
and I have a lot of Sag and Aquare in the chart as well, more
Wow.
than I do Libra.
Mm.
But what do I know about being a Libra? Balance,
Mhm.
harmony, and like a lover of both of those things. Being a lover of beautiful things, creativity, music, indecisiveness,
Mhm.
which I suffer from in a major way. Um, and just like being super flirty and
Absolutely.
romantic.
Yeah.
I think your like aesthetic is also so Libra in a way. Like
Thank
when I
you so
think of
much.
Libra aesthetic,
Yeah,
I'm thinking of
totally.
you, like girly bop, adorable princess.
Thank you so much. And recently I was working in New York for the summer and I was staying in a very beautiful apartment. And I realized why it was so beautiful is because the couple who owns the apartment are lesbians. So there's no influence of a man there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But then that made me like
Venusian.
come home and realize like I was like, I think my bedroom is like too preschool chic. Like I think it needs to be like elevated. Like it's too pink, it's too Gen Z. I don't know. And then I was like trying to get a new duvet cover, and then I got one off of Pottery Barn Teen. Like I'm still, it's like one step forward, two steps back.
I love that.
You
That's so
know,
real.
but I just like what I like, and a little bit of whimsy, goes a long way.
Yeah. I
I
think
totally
it's a way to
agree.
elevate while still being connected to our inner childs.
Mhm.
It's a bit
I'm
healing.
very, I'm, it's keyed in. I'm very, very connected.
Do you feel like you hear people talking shit about Libras?
Like maybe it's behind my back because no, like mostly what I hear is like just absolute reverence.
I mean,
Yeah.
And like people who know about Libras and then they meet me and they're like, oh my God, you're a Libra. Of course. Like it makes so much sense. Like they have such nice things to say, but maybe the Libra slander is just happening in rooms that I'm not present in.
well, I mean, I think Libras are like inherently so likable.
Yeah.
Like, which is like sometimes leaning towards like a people pleasing row,
Yeah.
but also they are just like so sweet.
Yeah. And we talked about this like at the beginning of this episode. Like Libra, like men are like a whole different thing, but like
Yeah.
Libra non-men, like so likable, so
Mhm.
charming, sweet, like really want the best for other people. Like I do just feel like it's like I don't think there's just like no essence of like mean girl or
Yeah.
like that's just like not what they give off. So I
Thank
do
you so
feel
much.
like you're welcome. But yeah, I feel like there's like not like on a general sense, there's like not much like reason to like slander where like a Scorpio, a Gemini is so much easier to just
Yeah.
like pull out like a
They're a little more
key quality. Yeah.
polarizing.
And like
That's true.
easily make a statement about them. Yeah.
That's true. I mean, I would like to think so, but then I was just like, maybe I'm biased. But
Right.
yes, I definitely relate to the people pleasing. I mean, I'm very social, I'm very outgoing. I love meeting new people. I love talking to people. I love meeting different kinds of people. But the people pleasing, I think, yeah, I have like a senseless need to be liked. That's, not very noble. It's probably one of my worst qualities.
No, I feel that.
Aren't our best qualities are also our worst, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, do you know any Libra men or Libra of a different gender than you?
Yeah, I do, and I do hear bad things.
Do you experience bad things? Like,
I'm trying to think. Thinking October. I mean, most of the Libras I know are women.
yeah,
Yeah. I don't think I like have any personal bad experiences with Libra men.
we do.
Yeah.
Oh. Secondhand.
No,
Secondhand, I hate them for you.
we were talking earlier in the episode about how, like, I honestly think we should just start asking all of our guests about like how gender has played a role,
Yeah.
because like there is like just the way people are socialized. It's like, are you allowed to have the traits of your sun sign? And if you are or are not, how does that make you act if you are that?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
like when like girls are a Libra, they're allowed to be these like sweet, like soft,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
nice to everyone.
loving.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like drawn to relationships. Like that's a very like fun girly experience. I feel like to like have
Yeah.
crushes all the time and like want your crush to like you. But then when it's like flipped,
Yep.
like a guy can so easily, I feel like kind of like manipulate those things
Yeah.
in themselves, like being like a
on me, it's
lover boy
adorable.
for bad kind of thing.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
they
Like
just
on
like,
me,
you go.
it's charming, it's sweet, it's cute, it's adorable. Like that I'm so flirty. But like in terms of gender binary, on a man, it's like, now why are you so romantic? Why are you flirting every time your mouth is moving? Like, yeah, I get that.
Right.
I get that.
Totally.
Well, we also find that Libras are just like, Libra men are like the biggest ghosters. Like men with Libra placements, like, will not tell you, will not be upfront with you. Because they like have these feelings that they're not allowed to have, and then they're like, well, I'm just gonna disappear.
Is there someone, Aubrey, that we know, like that's a Libra man that I'm not thinking of?
I mean, I don't know about like a mutual friend of ours, but
I don't think I know any.
Love that. Keep that.
Except for like one person's ex that I'm thinking of that like we have like a bad
Mhm.
experience with. And that's when I realized like, oh, not all Libras are created the same.
yeah,
Totally.
no, they're definitely not. Okay, let's move on from the Libra men slander. You know, I could do it all day.
Yeah.
What signs do you typically date, or have you dated? What are you into?
Okay. I was actually thinking about this. When I pull out the history books and I crunch the numbers, it's not looking good for Geminis. Like it's really all over the place, but then if there is a majority of one group, it's definitely the Geminis. And I will say that Geminis are people, and air signs in general, that like my friends, it's a mixed bag for everybody, but like when I meet someone right away and I click right away, it's like always an air sign or usually a Gemini.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But in terms of romance, sex, dating, love, a lot of those May, June babies in there.
Yeah. I know this. You typically date a straight man at the
Yes.
moment. And I think also like what we were just saying, like in the way that like men are allowed to be like heartbreakers and like treat people like in a disposable way, like Gemini men are like so allowed to just like
Yeah.
do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is super interesting. Have you dated a Gemini?
I don't think
I don't
so.
think I have either. But I do like, I don't know. I think about that a lot of the like, I think it is just like there's a little like of that airy like detachment
Yeah.
from reality that I could see like feeling like really fun and connected, like both as air signs, but then like when you're thinking of like both thinking about the situation, like it's so different. Like I could,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like, I don't want to like dong on Geminis because they're some of my closest friends, but in terms of like relationships,
Yeah.
We're just talking facts here. Facts are
I
facts.
know. I know. And I mean, I'm single now, so I'm not saying the track record has has succeeded. Like, was a Gemini.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you said straight men was a Gemini.
Yeah.
Careful now.
Two tough ones.
Yeah.
Who was or what sign was your other boyfriend that we used to like?
A Pisces.
Ah, yes, that's right. That's right.
Now, and I dated the Pisces for 3 years, and I loved that because I felt like, like they say that the Pisces is like the last sign. It's like
Mm-hmm.
the old soul, like you've lived the most lives. I definitely felt that. Like he was very emotional, very sensitive, and like
Mhm.
that worked really well for me. And then like my most chaotic ex was a Scorpio.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. That could be a whole case study in itself.
Another time.
Do you want to okay. Okay. This is a Libra episode. We'll keep it about you.
Yes.
I'm like, we'll talk about it off air.
But I do think like being an air sign and being a Libra, like because I'm very balanced and, harmonious, like I do feel compatible with a lot of different signs, in friendships and in romantic relationships as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, with the Aquarius moon and Scorpio rising, those are both like fixed signs as well. So it would make sense that you've got range.
Yeah, totally.
You've got air, you got water, you got fixed, you got cardinal.
I think so. And I try to like, I think, yeah, to a fault, like the people pleasing, but then also like just trying to like see things from another person's perspective and like be the devil's advocate for my very own self. Although when other people do it to me, I'm like, stop, only I'm allowed to do that. But
No, totally. I feel like there
yeah.
is like also like the chameleonness of
Mhm.
Libras, where I do feel like you could like date anyone, like
Yeah.
having that ability to like just kind of like match energy or like balance the other person, like that kind of way. Like I do feel like it is like probably like a little less like sticky than some other sign pairings. Like I do think Libras could just take their pick a bit more.
Yeah, I definitely feel that way. I feel like it's almost
Yeah.
like code switching. Like it's too much.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I feel like I can get along with any of the signs. Now, I will say like I love Virgos, but if I had to pick out all the people I don't
Mm,
like 50% of the time they are Virgos.
that's so interesting.
And that's also not Virgo slander because some of my closest friends are Virgos, but just like out of the people that I don't
Mhm.
like also happen to be Virgos.
Perhaps it's like an evolved Virgo versus an unevolved Virgo
I
kind of
guess.
situation. I think also back to like how a Libra could date anyone. I think also you in particular are like you're just such a lover girl as
Yeah.
as they say, and like you really like would give anyone a chance and are so like romantic in that way that you like you always are like open to like anyone being the one. And you're like, no, I'll just try it.
No, huge hopeless romantic. Like even in terms of my friends, like Aubrey will tell me about somebody or anybody, and I'm like, and they're the one. No, yeah. No, and she's the one. No, and he's the one, and you're getting married, and I already have a Pinterest board with your mom for the bridal shower, and it's really cute. It's really cute.
Yeah.
But on the same token, like I get way too excited about people for myself and for other people. But if it's like one red flag, I'm like, you're dead to me.
Hey, I'm not sure
Yeah.
that's a bad way to be.
Like I am, like once I'm done, I'm done. But like in the beginning, I do get like way too excited for my friends.
Yeah. And that's why we're friends.
I know. I'm like, bring him over. He should come over right now. We should hang out with him.
You do that.
And they're like, it was the first date. I'm like, no.
No, and I'm like, okay.
Literally.
I am. I'm just like, I'm a huge romantic. I think like, I don't know, maybe hopeful, hopeless. I don't know, but I love love.
I love that. I think that's very beautiful.
Mhm.
What else do we want to talk about? We talked about friends a little bit. You're Gemini, Virgo focused. Any other signs you befriend?
I mean, definitely, yeah. I have like everybody across the board, but like when it's like an instant like soulmate connection, it's like usually an air sign, usually a Gemini,
Mm-hmm.
and an Aries,
Mm.
right? April 10th. So I always think that's interesting. And then my parents are like two of my closest best friends,
Mm.
and they're both Leos randomly.
Oh,
Of
wow.
course, they're both Leos. That is fascinating.
I know. I think like same in that like little like chameleon Libra space, like that I can just like vibe with them. Um, and then yeah, obviously Obs with the Aquare. And yeah. But I don't know, I feel like my parents, like neither of them are like typical Leos to me.
No, I agree.
You
They're
know,
both
they're not super,
a little more behind the scenes. But
yeah.
like your mom is I have a Leo friend right now that I think is a Leo in the same way as your mom, and it's like she doesn't have to do anything to be the center of attention. Like she just has it so naturally that like in a room like everybody wants to be friends with her. Like everyone wants to talk to her. Like
That's
and she
so
doesn't
true.
she's not someone that's like begging
Pushing
for it or
yeah.
like putting the spotlight on herself. She is just naturally so friendly and like
That's so true.
yeah.
My mom is on a high school girlfriend's like reunion trip this weekend in Wisconsin or Michigan or somewhere.
Cute.
And she got she got gifted a pair of Skims pajamas, and she's been waiting to wear them for months until this trip,
Oh.
which is like so cute. And I'm like, Mom, I'll buy you another pair of Skims pajamas, but also they're like long sleeve, and I'm like, it's August, like I don't know why, like you're probably not even gonna want to wear them. But she's just so cute. She like made homemade caramel corn and
Mhm.
focaccia, and she like hollowed out a watermelon and put flowers in it. And then
Oh
there's like
my
a whole
God,
watermelon
so
theme.
cute.
She made like matching watermelon bags for everybody that like got the Cricut heat press, like girls trip
Yep.
2024 for every, and then stuffed them with all personalized stuff. I was like, you're adorable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely
that's
the
amazing.
creativity
Yeah,
doing
totally.
is doing the most.
Yeah.
But
Doing the
it's just
most, but
like
then
for
she'll be
other
like
people.
so coy about it. Like she's like, guys, what? Like
This is
I just
nothing.
threw that
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Literally.
She's like, "Oh my God, this is no big deal." And you like are whispering to me like she has done nothing for the last 2 weeks
Yeah,
except work on these
slaving
bags.
for weeks, slaving. And I told her, I was like, Mom, like, don't like go out of your way. Like, no one's gonna appreciate it the way you want it to be appreciated. And then she's like sending me pictures of, like, you know, there's bows on everything, and like, I'm like, okay, it looks great. I'm proud of you.
But you
But
also
yeah, I think
have her craftiness as well.
yes, definitely crafty, very creative. Yeah, lover of beautiful things, like all things that like match up with like being a Libra as well. Yeah, love beauty and harmony.
Mhm.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Are you like a dater? Like, are you like not even right now, but like, are you someone who like actively like is looking for a date on an app, trying to meet people, kind of dater?
I feel like I used to be. Um, and in the past 6 months, I've been struggling with clinical depression.
Yeah.
Real?
Sorry to say that, but it's true. Um, but yeah, I definitely like used to be like always looking, always searching,
Mhm.
swiping, always like three boyfriends at a time, like three different people texting me, three different people in my
Mhm.
DMs, like loved a roster. Now I'm not I'm swiping the bench, the roster, it's dusty. Okay, it's
Yeah.
empty.
I feel that.
It's non-existent, but that's like how I like to be, because I like being flirty, and like I said, I like meeting new people, I like
Mhm.
whatever. But it's been a little dry as of recent. I haven't had Hinge in like 6 months. I haven't been on a date since February,
Okay.
which is crazy.
You are a big player of the game Smash or Pass, though.
Love Smash or Pass. I'm
Which
disgusted.
it feels like you are kind of like app swiping like in real life often.
No, like I'm perverted. Like it's terrible. Like you guys know Trixie Mattel?
Of course.
She said something like she's like watching something with her friends, like every person who comes on screen, she's like, would, yeah, Smash, yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, that's me. And her friends got so fed up with her that they were like, how about when someone comes on that you wouldn't fuck, you let us know.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, I'm always just like, yeah. Or like, you know, what would they look like shirtless? Or like, would I kiss them if they were close to my mouth? You know, I'm just wondering. I'm asking myself the tough questions, and I'm not being afraid to really listen to those answers.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's so fun.
But yeah, love Smash or Pass. I definitely play that a lot.
I'm thinking about your Libra Mercury.
Yeah, tell me about that.
So Libra's an air sign, as we know. So okay, your Mercury is like your thoughts, your
How I learned.
communication. Yeah. Very like brain stuff. And I mean, Libra's an air sign, so it's like very smart, it's very chatty, very sociable, likable.
Definitely coming off like I feel like the way people want to be spoken to.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Like I
They're
feel
very
like
polite.
yeah, like polite, kind. I feel like you're never gonna be like to someone you didn't know, especially like would never come off like abrasive or like harsh. Like it would be like I feel like when you speak to people, it probably is like well received, understood that you're, you know, coming from a good place. Feels very Libra, Mercury.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
These all feel like raving compliments. I mean, I did put on my resume unmatched people skills.
Yeah,
literally.
exactly.
Should I put in
yeah.
parentheses Libra in Mercury?
Yes.
To see what that means to employers. I don't know.
See what that sparks for people.
Hey, that might connect you with the right person.
Honestly.
So like the Mercury is kind of like the cerebral part of things.
What's cerebral mean?
Like brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're like, we don't know. But yeah, totally. Like very much like how you get the inside out kind of vibe. How it's coming across.
Interesting.
And also I think you are someone that is like very yourself. And so having like your Mercury sign, the same sign as your sun sign, like you are able to like communicate who you are at your core very naturally.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. This is like the biggest confidence boost. The amount of compliments that are coming from you guys, I'm like, I don't need to go to therapy this week. Actually, I feel good.
It's the magic of astrology. We
Yeah,
are really
healed.
Jehovah's
Actually.
Witnesses for astrology out here.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm actually good. I don't need any more work on myself. I'm doing a lot of thinking about like, you know, this year I'm gonna be 27.
Yeah.
That's
Me
crazy.
too.
And
unfortunately
old, you guys.
Oh,
I know. No, old. And Aubrey, we met almost 10 years ago.
No.
Which is disgusting. If anyone asks, I'm 17.
Literally.
But and I've accidentally already been rounding up, which I always round down. So I'm already like kind of okay with like the number 27. But I am just thinking about like, you know, Saturn and like, you know, is it gonna be this huge shift? Is it already happening? Like, I mean, things can't get worse. So I'm really hopeful.
Yeah. I know. I saw a TikTok, you know, the like audio that's happening right now, like 30, like you've got 30 minutes, 30, 30, 30, like that one.
30 minutes?
Yeah. Someone was like me to like my Saturn and Aries friends.
Yeah.
Like you have 30 minutes, 30, 30, like it's coming.
30.
Yeah. We'll see what
Danny,
happens.
27?
Yeah.
In December?
Yeah. It's coming up.
January.
You know what? I need older friends to like make me feel like
I know, literally.
I have some And they've been in shambles, I would say.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But I think that we've all been doing work on ourselves
Yeah.
and we are already in therapy and being self-aware. And I think that's going to do really nice things for our
Yeah,
Saturn
I agree.
returns.
Oh, it's not for lack of trying.
Right.
Right.
But I feel like, I don't know, I like am perpetually dating people that are 29. And I realized
Okay.
like I have been doing this for many years. Like I keep getting older. I'm like opposite Leonardo DiCaprio. I keep getting older, but I'm still only dating people that are 29. Um
That's really funny.
yeah. And I have to stop because
Yeah, like going through a lot.
they're all like in the exactitude of their Saturn return and they can't handle it.
Mm.
But I think we can.
Yeah, I do
I'm,
too.
pre- I'm preparing. I'm bracing for impact. I'm not buying a white letter. I'm doing all the things.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm crossing my fingers and I'm taking Prozac,
There you go.
I think that's
so
right.
we'll
You
see.
know,
But then you go.
no, you go because I have to pull something up for my question.
Something else I was gonna say, just being a Libra, is Aubrey knows this person, but my roommate we're born on the same day,
Oh, yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
wow.
which is so crazy to me. Now I actually don't know what else is going on in her chart, but we're so yin and yang, like we're so opposites
Mhm.
and so the same in a lot of ways, but like she's definitely the yang to my yin. Like we balance each other, but sometimes I'm like, how are we the same sign? Like we're so different.
That's so
So,
interesting.
the, yeah, same year. So, y'all will probably have all of the same placements except your rising sign.
Mm-hmm.
There is a chance you could have different moon signs, just depending on like the hour,
I'm
but it is like most likely that you have the same chart, but it's just like
Rotated.
rotated. So I would
Mm.
be fascinated to know what her rising sign is.
No, me too. And I thought I had her on CoStar, and I looked, and like I don't, but she knows nothing about astrology at all. I mean, we were born in the same city, but different times of day. And I swear, like that was just enough for us to be so different. But
Mm-hmm.
like she's like, oh, like we're such good balance. I'm like, yeah, like the angel and the devil. And then she got offended, and she was like, okay. And the devil would be lucky to have me on his team.
She is so funny. I liked that thing she posted on her story the other day. It was like, if you can't handle me at my worst, like you can't handle me at my best. They're not that different.
That
Um,
is so her.
okay, apparently I don't have your birth chart on file. That's weird.
Do you want me to send you a screenshot?
Can you just tell me what house your Saturn is in?
6.
6.
Mm.
Okay, okay. So your Saturn return will be about like your day-to-day routine.
Yeah, it could be like lifestyle or like job things, but yeah, like routines, health.
Yeah, it'll be health stuff too, which I know you're
Mhm.
already on and
Oh,
really
thank
good about
God.
taking care of yourself, but
Mhm.
maybe some things will be figured out.
That would be amazing. Now, is this starting when I turn 27 or like is it already happening?
It'll start in like May
I
of
think
2025.
yeah, next year, yeah.
Like
No.
like spring 2025 and it'll be like when Saturn moves into Aries, we will all kind of start the like 3-year process and then
I
depending
can't
on what
wait that.
degree. Well, I think it's great to wait that long because then we have all of this time to prepare.
Okay, you're right. You're right. I mean, health stuff, that'd be great. Career, let's go. I want money. I want
Yeah, yeah, work, but in like your daily job, not necessarily career. I mean, you could have other career stuff happening, but the Saturn
Mhm.
return will be about what you're like what you're doing to make money more than like the long-term trajectory.
all right, I'll take it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, I think that's good.
Yeah, totally.
I think so. As Ari knows, I moved to LA 2 years ago and I'm like, what's going on? What am I doing? A lot of existentialism, a lot of like,
Mhm.
you know, career trajectory and lack thereof. A lot of, should I move to another country, or am I just going to be miserable and depressed there too?
Mhm.
I was in New York, now I'm aimless in LA, you know, should I go back home?
Hey, we're only 26.
Yeah,
This is the
no.
time to be
All right.
aimless, you know?
I think so.
Just a little tiny baby, but maybe May will bring some clarity.
Some
Absolutely.
some structure, some formality.
Mm-hmm,
Do those
I would
things.
love that. Yeah, I'm ready for
maybe
it.
you could move to Chicago. And that is your day to day. Maybe you're daily in Chicago. That's just my idea.
And it's not off the table.
Yay!
It's not completely off the table, but definitely being in the land of LA, like astrology is huge here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
In a major way. Like it's very much a part of the culture and like social culture.
Yeah, totally.
We read a book that takes place in LA about astrology. What the fuck is it called? Exalted.
Oh yeah.
It's a crazy book. But it's
Is
about
it a fictional book?
Yeah, it's about
It's
like a
really
girly that
funny.
like runs an astrology meme account. And what's the other character? I can't even remember. It like
the lady.
lips. Oh yeah, and some like absolutely chaotic like lesbian Leo.
Like
Who's like an alcoholic.
middle-aged.
Yeah, middle-aged like alcoholic lesbian. And
Yeah,
they both
it's a
go on a
tale.
journey. Yeah.
Okay, period. Okay, exalted.
Well, I think this was a great little chat.
I do too.
Oh, good. Okay, good. I'm so glad.
Thank you for coming. We've enjoyed having you on Astro
Thank you for
Sluts.
having me.
Thank you for being
Thank you for having me.
here.
I'm honored to have been invited. I do think I'm kind of the quintessential Libra, so maybe I'm biased again, but thank
No,
you.
that's
No.
why you're here. I
We
think.
thought the same.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you guys. Love you both.
Love
Love
you. Talk to
you.
you soon.
Okay, bye.
Well,
I like that we end everything the same way. Well, that's all we've got.
I hope you learned a lot.
Thank you for listening. We're releasing a Scorpio episode next week if you're listening to these in real time. But we'll be doing all the signs. So hold tight if we haven't gotten to yours yet, or go back and listen to the first half of the zodiac. Follow us on all the socials. You can submit stories. There's a link in the show description. And you can also text with us. We've got a little number. You can like text Astro. It's in the description as well.
That's all we've got.
Love ya.
Bye.
Bye.